Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be designing a line vertical health layout in my half-letter Discbound planner for the next week in February, so come plan with me. And I've got some washi tapes here ready to go, along with this clear stamp and some ink. I also have a brush tip pen, some PET tape, along with the stat stickers I made on my computer, some die-cut PET stickers, a few more of those, all from Journal Say, and this Happy Planner sticker book, which I'll pull from. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and lay down some wax paper and get started with the weekly design. I have an idea of what I want for this spread, but not exactly sure yet how it's going to go. I am using some larger stickers here for a half letter size, so I do want to make sure that I'm leaving myself enough room for functionality. I'm going to go ahead and grab out these 3 larger stickers, which are of trees and like little cottages and things set up on top of a book, kind of emulating maybe like a story or fantasy read that is being brought to life outside the book. I really liked the idea of these stickers, and since it's a little bit moody, I figured that this would be a nice wintry theme to pull in here for my health planner. I've also laid down some washi tape just to get started on what these clusters might look like. And I'm using a script washi that I got from Journal Say, as well as part of a washi tape set, I believe. I also am using some of these die-cut stickers from another pack that included both a PET version and a washi tape paper version. And I'll be pulling some of those in just to add to the clusters and reiterate some of the vibes of reading and I guess kind of like mystical fantasy vibes. I don't know, older. I don't know, I just felt like they went together pretty well, so that's what I was thinking when I pulled those stickers out. I've also got some of these smoky clouds of, I don't know, colored clouds. Again, really hard to describe these things, but I've got a couple of those stickers in the greens and the blues that I'm going to be pulling out from those tree book stickers. So I'll be pulling those in and adding those to the background for a little added color. I've also added in a bit of green solid washi as a background to these twinkly lights that I have from the PET tape roll. The reason I'm bringing those in is because, again, it kind of went with the theme, in my opinion. Just, I don't know how to describe this vibe, but it just felt right. I don't know how else to explain it. So they have a bit of a hollow look to them and are a little bit hard to see on top of white. So I thought putting them on the dark green background would really help them pop out, but it looks a little bit faded because of the layering. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that yet, but I do like that they have a little bit of a stronger background being layered up with the green, so we'll see. I'm also now laying in some boxes from the Happy Planner journaling sticker book. That's a pretty old sticker book. But I just needed some boxes to be able to layer with some of these clusters and thought that these might work with a little added color, which I'll be adding in a bit. So we're going to bring those in, and now I'm just really trying to construct these clusters. But again, also thinking about function. So I want to make sure that each day is giving me enough space for both the workout tracking, which I'll be doing in the boxes, along with my stat stickers, which take up about 6 lines, and then the rest for my food log for the day. So can't really block an entire day out. I definitely want to keep room on each day for all of those things. So I think I've got a good layering in with those different boxes and the clusters. Some days will be a little bit tight as far as what I can actually put on for both my food log and stats together, along with the workout tracking. But overall, I think I'll have enough room to get it done. So now I'm laying in some of the blue tape, and originally I was thinking I was going to have the blue on the bottom and the green on the top, but I sort of changed my mind when I laid it in and decided to add that blue directly to the clusters as more of a accent color. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I have more of a, I think, green dominance happening here in the spread. So the blue is going to be more of like a sub color, not really a main color of the spread itself. So we'll focus more heartily on the green, adding another strip of the green washi on the bottom. I also have some green ink there to the side to add with my stamp, so it's definitely going to be more green focused with a blue highlight color. So now I'm figuring out where my stat stickers are going to lay within each of the days. And here's where I'm really thinking about functionality and making adjustments so that every day does have all of my functional needs. Sometimes that requires me to move things around or adjust the positioning and maybe even trim down some of the stickers just so that they fit a little bit better in the space. Got a couple more here to add in. I'm gonna stagger them, try to make it look a little bit randomized, but again, just trying to incorporate enough space for all the things each day. And I'm liking where this is going, so let's go ahead and start to move some things over. Again, I am going to be adding some stamping in, so I thought I was going to start with the washi tape, but I better stamp first just to make sure that I have a nice clean background and nothing will be in the way as I lay down each stamp. I'm using a clear stamp that I got in a set. I believe this was from maybe Amazon, but if not, it was from Journal Site. It was one of the two. I will have everything that I use linked down below in the description, so I'll find out when I actually link it into the video which it was, and we'll provide a link if it still exists out there in the ether. But I really like script vibes. I mean, I feel like it just adds a little bit of vintage vibes to anything, specifically if you are doing something that has a bit of an antique or vintage feel to it, like this one I do feel does. So we're adding a bit of that. It also adds in some more color, again with that green dominance I think I'm going to be going for in this spread. Just adding that in I think will help add a bit of texture and color to the spread overall. And I did lay down that washi tape and I'm trimming it down. I decided only to use about half of the washi tape on the bottom so it didn't take up too much room, kind of pushing into the functional space. I figured half would be enough and we would just leave the top as the more dominant placement of color with the washi. And I am going to be cutting off about half of this sticker, so I'm using the same backer and preserving that other half for a future spread. And then as I was laying it in, I decided that I wanted the blue to be layered behind the script washi I'm using there. So I'll be switching that out as we lay all of the clusters back in here. Since I'm using these die cut stickers, most of them I left the back on so it would be easier to move around. But now I'm going to need to actually group up these clusters and get them ready to go before I actually lay them down on the paper. So we'll be taking things off piece by piece, just getting the layering right, removing those backings, and getting everything set and ready to go before I finally drop it in. And here I dropped it in a little too early. I definitely wanted it farther down on the page, so I'm going to try to pick this back up slowly, very, very slowly, so I don't rip the paper. But that's really the beauty of the wax paper. I should have done that before I laid this in, actually removed the backing while I was still working on the wax paper, but sometimes I just get in a rush and I don't think about it until it's time to move things over. And here I'm going to actually white out some of these black lines just so they're not showing through so heavily through the clear stickers. Relay in this box sticker here and these stat stickers above. Got one more cluster to feed in here, and this one has some complicated layering, so I will need to do a little bit of shuffling here. First off, of course, I want to lay in that blue washi behind, so I'll reset that. And then the washi tape sticker that I have there, it is layered behind the big tree sticker, but also I want the kind of smoky hollow sticker to go in front of the books but behind the tree, if that makes sense. So going to be a little bit tricky to get this guy in here. We'll see if I can get that layering correct before I remove the backing. I thought I had it right, and then I like reversed what I should have done, and I was like, oh wait, no, it's like this. So just took me a second of mental energy there to figure out how I really wanted it, and now I should be able to move this over as needed. Add that in. I think I want it a bit higher. Let's give myself as much space as possible. And then I realized these washi tapes were pretty crooked, so we're going to fix that real quick as well. Here we go. We'll shorten that one up a little bit just so it looks better. Okay. And now we will do the same thing where I replace the backer on this half of the sticker so I can save it for future use. And I will trim that out real quick. A little bit of that smoky sticker got stuck behind, so we'll just trim that out and then move that extra little trimming over to this side of the page. Add a little blue into this green area. Drop in the rest of these boxes and stat stickers, trimming where I need to. And these ones were actually really nice for this half letter setup, almost the exact width I needed them to be. So we will lay these in. Liking that. Couple more stat stickers to place. Will be a little tight there on Thursday as far as my food log, and probably similar on Wednesday, having not that much space, but overall I think I'll be able to get everything in each day. Well, now we have this top piece, and here I just decided that I didn't really like the hollow kind of twinkly lights being on top of the green washi, so we're going to relayer them. I know it's not quite as effective as it was previously, but there's just something I wasn't liking about the layering of the PET tape and the washi tape. And I just decided to change it on the fly. I'm okay with it. I may end up relayering the top portion where the green washi will be behind it before I actually use it, if I change my mind on that. For now, I'm okay with the way it looks. So we'll just finish trimming it out, get rid of all the excess. And here I'm just going to add a bit of green to those journaling boxes with a Right Tech brush pen I have. This was the best pen I had in the green tone that I was really looking for, that kind of emerald green, and am just tracing out the hash marked areas where there's already kind of like a shadow line. I think that really helps bring in a little bit more color. Really liking that. And all that's left to do is to punch out the holes. And once I'm done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you would like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye!